Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Therapeutic Edge. Hey, it's nice to have you here. I appreciate you stopping by. This is a relatively new knife from the folks at Defcon Knives. Now, we've had the opportunity to meet them at a few blade shows now. They're very nice guys, and they make interesting knives. This is one of their new sort of monster high-end knives. This is the Gravity, and it is right up my alley. It's running on caged bearings. It's all titanium, except for this, which is Damascus inlays. And there's Damascus, the ring around the pivot is Damascus as well. This is just gorgeous. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the billboarding, but, you know, it's not my knife. It's their knife. They do their thing. Let's take a look at what you get. First and foremost, this is a big boy. If we line this up, we're coming in at 8 3/4 inches overall. Cutting area on this is a little over 3 1/4. Blade length is 3 3/4. Grip area from behind this swell, 1, 2, 3, 4 full inches. If you add this choil, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full inches. Like you can just, and look at the blade shape on this thing. It is ideal for your sort of everyday tasks. Now, these are selling for about $240, $235, which for M390, all titanium, running on cage bearings with Damascus inlays. I mean, look at the patterning on this, right? I don't know if you want to call that a lanyard space, but if you do, there's 2 of them. Full-length backspacer, excellent milled titanium pocket clip. Everything on this knife is T8. Now, again, they made an all gray version of this that I really wish I could have gotten my hands on. I don't know that these are even out there anymore, but I wanted to bring this to your attention mostly because Defcon is just a cool knife company making cool stuff. They have a huge catalog of budget stuff as well, and now they're leaning into more high end. Anyway, so M390, all titanium, caged bearings. That's just really good. This is a frame lock, as you can see. Action, of course, is stellar. You can open it with a flick. You can open it with the flipper tab. Forward choil means you can come forward. Now, I don't do a lot of woodworking with my folding knives, but man, if you were gonna, this thing is really, you could feather stick with this thing all day long. Now, I know it doesn't look like that kind of a knife. I get it. It's kind of artsy, but it really is functional. Look at this beautiful belly. Right? You can get your finger forward on this for draw cuts. It is pokey in case you wanted to give something a little bit of a, poke. The way it's designed, it's got this little ridge right here with jimping on it, which is, even with my big old hands, that is right where my thumb lands. Come forward, you're away from the jimping, but I'm telling you, this thing is, it's just a really well-sorted pocket knife. Now, it has a little bit of a skull knocker out here on the back, which is part of the full-length backspacer. I really want to take a minute and look at these dimensions. Is that going to focus, or is this going to be a jerk? There we go. Look at that Damascus. It's just beautiful. We are dead centered. This one happens to be, oh, look at that. They even hid the little China. Look at that. All right. They're being honest, made in China, but it's way down here on the knife and sort of out of the way. That's really cool. There's the Dietz, if you're interested. TF9313. Not a huge fan of the USA design language. That feels very gas station-y to me. There is a language barrier when working with these guys and talking to them. They're very nice, but they are from China, and there's a lot of sort of Chinese-made knives that do that USA thing. You know, considering that if we or Riot made a knife of this size and this caliber in these materials, it would cost $450 at this point. Coming in at below $250, you know what? I'll take the USA design. Yeah. And this thing is really nice. All right, let's get the, like I said, overall specs. We're looking at 9 3/4. It's really good. Now, it is a chunky boy. So you're looking at, you know, 1 3/4 this way. So it chews up a fair amount of pocket. Closed length is a full 5 inches. It's got a nice clip though. I mentioned that, but I think it's really worth looking at. Right. Just a little bit of knife sticking out at the top, not bad. And it's milled. I don't know. I love this. I really do. I don't know if you can, like I said, I don't know if you can find these anymore, but you can find Defcon. And I'll put a link in the description to their website and to, or, you know, to their various contacts. And it's something, if you're a knife collector or knife nerd like I am, stuff like this is really worth paying attention to. I mean, let's look at like Tucson knives, for instance. They started off making 1 million big, bulky titanium and D2 knives. And then they just sort of went for it. And I feel like Defcon, who has a history of making sort of budget-friendly and sort of lower-end but nicely made knives, has decided to just kind of go for it. I think it's worth paying attention to. If this isn't the one for you, you know, keep your eyes open, because they may have something coming down the pipe that would be. Let's weigh it, just because I'm curious, because it is a big boy. All right. Yeah, 5.4 ounces. It's a chunker. But, you know, is it milled? Let's see. There is a little bit of milling on the inside of the tie. I don't know. You tell me what you guys think. I'd love to hear down in the comments. In a world full of sort of, I don't know, more function than form at this point, what do you guys think of this? It's not just another titanium bolster lock. It is something a little more interesting. And I really like it. And it's really a good cutter too. It's got a lovely edge on it. Anywho, this is the Defcon Gravity. Oh, let's do some size comparisons as we got it on the table. Just so you guys can see. Here it is against the full size. But yeah. Sometimes my brain is so funny. Anyway, here's the full-size Griptilian. And for a small knife, we will do the D2. Sorry, not the D2, but the Rat 2. Anyway, as you can see, that's a big boy. Anyway, this has been the Defcon Knives Gravity. This one happens to belong to Women Carry Knives. I am jealous. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at it. I know it's been lovely to have in the collection. I hope you guys are having a great day. We'll see you next time.